Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Audemars Piguet Millenary Automatic reference 15320OR. You can see this 18-karat rose gold Audemars Piguet Millenary and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Millenary Automatic. Remember, that's the card in the upper right hand corner. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that the 1995 Millenary case shape has been retained, but in a larger wrist format. The real estate taken up by this watch is far larger than the originally petite 38mm Millenary of that debut year, 1995. That one was 38 millimeters across the case from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. This one, a far more substantial 47 millimeters from 9 to 3, not inclusive of the crown. It has a contemporary wrist presence, even as it manages to cut an ultra slim profile when viewed from the side. Only 9 millimeters thick with a stepped bezel, it easily slides underneath any dress cuff. Now the distance across the wrist, the lug-to-lug measurement, is a reasonable 45 millimeters, which is to say it wears across the wrist about the size of a 36 millimeter Rolex Datejust on a bracelet, and that's the horizontal distance across the wrist. So in my estimation, you could wear this watch with security and proportion on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters in circumference. Now you'll also note that the watch has a beautifully made strap of alligator leather. You'll note it's a dark brown rectangular scale, unbolstered. It's quite slim, but what it does feature that sets it apart is a combination of a curved spring bar, so it nicely hugs the exterior of the case, creating a very integrated look, and also a very subtle contrasting blue stitch. This is a sort of sky blue, not quite the cyan of the dial, but it does have a distinct pigmentation to it, and it's easier to see against the light-colored calfskin on the back. Very subtly colored. The best comparison would be something like the Royal Oak Montauk Highway, and of course it's paired with a beautiful high-polished Audemars Piguet rose gold folding buckle. The combination of this substantial and beautifully finished buckle with the broad gold case means that this watch does have a satisfying precious metal pull when it's on the wrist. It has real heft to it. The case is beautifully made. The finish is up to the standard that you would expect from Audemars Piguet on a leading product such as the Royal Oak. You can see satin finish, beautifully horizontal on the case band, contrasting with a vertical orientation of the grain on the lugs themselves. You'll also note the use of subtle character lines, the fluting of the lugs, the intermediate character line. There's a small step on both sides just outboard of the junction with the case, and you can see it to good advantage overhead because that little kink, that intermediate character line, continues into the individual steps of the lug itself. You'll also note the use of polish to contrast with the satin finish. There's a lot going on here, and at Audemars Piguet, all of this is applied by hand. It's an artisanal timepiece inside and out. The dial is remarkably expressive for what is, after all, a dress watch. First of all, it has several planes, with the hands being the closest. You look down past the hands, which do feature a small amount of luminescence, and then you see a beautiful lacquered minutes and seconds track outboard. You step down again, and now you have applied rose gold stylized Roman numerals and a metallic base off-centered with a beautiful sunburst. The core of the dial, the center coaxial with the cannon pinion and the hands, is lacquered just as is the outer track. It's beautiful, asymmetrical, artisanal, and absolutely unique. This off-centered Millenary dial is quite simply stunning, and it rewards close viewing with a loupe just as much as does the manufacture movement through the display case back. And that manufacture movement is Audemars Piguet's own 40-jewel 60-hour power reserve automatic caliber 3120. Since the mid-2000s, this has been the power plant of choice for Audemars Piguet's upscale automatic references. Now you can see engraved on the 22-karat gold winding mass the coats of arms of the Audemars Piguet family. Bidirectional automatic, like Rolex, it doesn't have the unidirectional winding wobble that you find on watches that do wind unidirectionally, and while this setup is more refined, it's slightly less efficient. Audemars Piguet makes up for that with unlubricated high-tech ceramic rotor bearings for better winding efficiency, but also for long-wearing durability and minimal maintenance. You can see a dual-anchored balance bridge screwed down on both sides reinforces the toughness of the movement overall, so there's less distortion of regulation when it's clamped into its case, but it also provides a brace against shock-induced timing deviations. You can see the double-screwed stud holder for the free-sprung gyromax-style balance. That also helps it to take a tight and precise regulation and then resist shock-induced timing deviation. You'll note across the bridges, gorgeous Côte de Genève, you can see linear, and a tight and even perlage across the base plate. All of the screws are beautifully polished on their heads with chamfered slots. This is the degree of finish you would expect from a watch executed to the level of virtuosity on its exterior. Of course, it does feature hacking seconds, so when you pull the crown, you stop that gyromax style balance, and now you can synchronize to a reference time, and it also features a quick set for rapidly correcting the date on the dial side. You can see and you can purchase this extraordinary ultra-thin automatic Audemars Piguet on our website.